All right, part two of the FAVE 5 of Portland Trailblazers. Part one was already posted. Here's part two, the rest of them. Just one more example real quick, especially if you didn't watch the first either, of the play thumb up. Here's thumb up fist, really. So remember, thumb up is a wide pin, right into usually hitting Layman right here, and then a hand back and flare. But remember, Layman can always go right off it. And one quick thing to point out here as you watch that play, great job here by Etuan Moore. Big key in guarding this play is obviously you can't do the same thing every time. If you start shooting the gap every time, Layman will just pop back behind and hit the three. If you shoot over every time, it opens up the lob. So you got to really sell like you're going to lock and trail. You can shoot the gap late. Here, Moore does a great job of just reading Layman. He fakes like he's going underneath to shoot the gap. Layman recognizes and pops out for the ball for a second. But then Moore does a great job instead, shooting over the screen, has Layman guarded really well. And then remember, fist is into their high pick and roll. So here's thumb up fist. So right after the flare, you see these guys on the weak side go right into spacing. Slot, Aminu will drift out to the corner. Layman's going to finish his cut to the corner. And right away, Nurk comes and gets a high pick and roll for Lillard, which is where he's so deadly, having that ability to hit any sort of shot, step back, mid-range, crossover, rim attack, anything. One of the best shooters in the league at that shot right there. Motion down. This is their delay action, kind of a Rick Adelman corner-type offense as well, where Nurkic is really thriving, passing up high. Motion down for them, the visual is going to be basically just twirling their finger while pointing down. We'll show you why, because they do have another motion call and a few different plays out of motion. Motion down, though, I believe, is always when they hit Nurk up at top. And what that becomes is split game. So we call this split game, which can be either a back pick or a rip screen from this guy who starts down, which he does here. Or it could also potentially be, if they don't do this as much, could be a pin down from the guy up top, pinning down for the shooter in the corner. So their split game, though, usually is a back pick. You see right here. And then they're playing out of it. So right after the back pick, Nurk can pass and go set the pick and roll. Just another way to get to their spread pick and roll. Play through him in the post often. Great post game as well. They can also go weak side on this. So if they don't like the action on the initial strong side, it basically goes into delay weak action, which is a pin down into a handoff. So you see usually it's the four-man or the other big spaced out to the weak side. And if Nurk doesn't like the strong side look, he's going to go pin down right here, pin down McCollum into a handoff. With him flying off all the way from the corner, this was a big Brad Stevens action for Isaiah Thomas. Really tough action to guard. Great shooters coming off that. You see they trap there, which opens up Collins, and then the big-to-big pass. You always have that option. So they're basically, again, everything with them is just a read. That's why it's so tough to guard. It's just read and react. Lillard reads his man, get caught up on the screen for a second. He pops behind, might have the shot right away. If he holds it, though, then it becomes, again, two-man game with Nurkic. Comes at the pick and roll. Two on the ball means move it, move it. Nurk probably should have made that pass to the corner. They also don't even need to always call it. Sometimes they'll just throw it to Nurk in transition, go right into it. Here we see more of the version where Layman faked like almost he's going to set the pin down, but instead he sees Holiday trailing him, slips right to the rim. Big-time athlete. Nurk's a big-time passer from that high spot. They get this often, too. If they see that you're switching it, the read to counter against the switch on this back pick is for the guy who sets the back pick to slip right away. Because if they're switching, that means this will be Layman's man now, right, if they switch it. So Layman does a great job here recognizing the switch, basically just giving a little bit of a tap on the switch and then slipping right to the basket. And so what that does is that makes this guy who's waiting to switch on to McCollum, he worries about Layman going to get a layup, so he reacts and takes Layman away, which then leads to basically a pretty open shot. See it one more time, full speed for McCollum. Slip, both go with him, open shot. Evan Turner, we talked about in the last video, really good post player. Option always to utilize him down in the post. Zach Collins, a high-energy big to clean it up. There's the visual right there. You see Lillard pointing with a finger down and twirling that finger. Motion down is the call. You see almost always a back pick. Looks like they were looking to get Turner in the post right there against Corver. But, again, we can always go to the dribble weak side option. Seth Curry now coming off that action. Really tough to guard. Not afraid to throw it inside, too. Give those guys some touches down low. And then this is what makes it so dangerous also. Just it's a 5-out offense. Just a way to space the floor. So if they ever feel like, you're falling asleep, you're just playing the play, you're just ready for him to throw it to the 5, the floor is spaced so well, Lillard can always just kind of lull his man to sleep and attack. Got a lot of room to attack, a lot of space to operate. And then if you set a good screen, that can always, good screen makes a good shot for you. Screener gets the shot a lot of the time. So you see here, Harkless set a really good back pick. So his man's kind of dropping to protect. Gets him a lot of open threes from that slot as well. Here's a few clips of just regular, I believe they call this motion, might be motion dribble. So similar type format to start, but usually they're going to cue it with a dribble handoff to the corner, which then leads to swing, swing. Sorry, just one swing up top. Guy up top's going to hold the ball. Guy who swung the ball right here is going to slice cut off the post. Post is going to flash, and then go two-man game looking to get that quick handoff. Let's watch it one more time. Again, starts with the handoff to the corner. Lillard fills the corner now. Slice cut, hit the big, two-man game. Handoff, you see Denver trap it here. Does a great job, Lillard and McCollum both, of hitting that pocket pass whenever they see the trap. And then this is, you got shooters spaced, almost impossible to guard. This guy has to come over to take the layup away. He's got to drop and play both now. He gets the first pass out. Denver does a pretty good job there of recognizing that this is the guy I guess you want to live with shooting. Still a really good shooter, but you got to make something beat you. There it is. You see that high twirling visual. This is just regular motion. Not motion down. This time he's twirling, his finger pointing up. So again, handoff, swing, slice, hit. Could always backdoor if you're being overplayed. If not, two-man game. Always have that read. Nurk loves to do this as well. Fake handoff, right to an attack for him. Here for Turner, they'll run it a little bit lower. Sorry, McCollum. Again, he makes that pocket pass so well. That's what these guys do such a good job of. They're not afraid. Such good scorers. They get trapped all the time. Love to make this pass against the trap, and by that point, it's just a really tough guard. FAVE 5, you might have noticed. Yep, that was 4 plays. They run those 4 plays so well, we decided to just focus on those for this video. But you know what? Go to Twitter at ScoutWithBryan. I'm going to drop one more play there. Go to Instagram at ScoutWithBryan. I'll drop another there. That'll give you 6 plays total. Please make sure you subscribe, thumb up, comment, whatever you want. Keep this stuff coming. We'll try to keep churning it out. Follow my guy Ryan as well. We got every team coming to you the rest of the season. Thanks for watching the FAVE 5 of the Portland Trailblazers.